Do nonprofits use creativity and entrepreneurial thinking to help keep themselves going? Do you have a perspective on that?
You have to be innovative. Of course, of course. Innovation is one of the core principles of organizations to stay solvent. You got to really know what's going on in your industry to understand where innovation happens. You got to have people on the team to understand where innovation happens. Innovation is a key to sustainability in challenging times where you have to adjust. And I would say one of those ways to be innovative is to use AI. And guess what, folks? There's more to AI than ChatGPT.
I
There's
know, I
so
know
many,
that. I know that.
I know you do, Keith. There's so many, though, ways to use so many AI options that you could use to make your life easier at your organization where you're working smarter and not harder and still maintain your intellectual property. So I would encourage you to look into that and get an AI expert on your team if you're talking in any way innovation, talking product development, program development. You got to have that AI piece to help it work for you, particularly if you are a smaller organization and don't have the resources of a big organization. Let technology work for you. And that's where AI comes into effect.
Those non for profits that are masterful at getting the right board members, because not everybody deserves to be on a non for profit board. Because they can make or break the strategic direction of an organization. And I say this provocatively, so I open it up to you to push back, to shape my thoughts, because I'm talking about from the board down to the coordinator around creativity and innovation. What are your thoughts on uh, the staff, board, the employees, the CEO, the executive director, and creativity and product innovation in terms of sustaining themselves going forward under this new paradigm of Trumpianism?
Okay. Well, let's talk about it in the way of dollars and cents. Let's say you have a pie, right? And in that pie, you have the revenue streams of a nonprofit organization. If you look at many of the organizations, that pie, half of that pie is an annual meeting or conference. And every year, most societies have an annual meeting where they bring in their members. They have education in person, there's education and networking, and an exhibition hall. Those are the three primary things, and research that goes on at an annual meeting. But let's say we remember the pandemic of a few years ago, right? People
Yes.
couldn't meet in person.
Yes.
So if half of your revenue comes in from an annual meeting and you couldn't meet and have that meeting, what do you think happens to your bottom line?
See.
Okay. Now let's take that pie and let's only make that a quarter of the pie your annual meeting, a quarter membership dues, a quarter education, and a quarter programs and services and other. So you've got only 25% of the revenue gone in challenging times, but 75% of your revenue is raised from these other revenue streams that include fundraising, but it isn't just only fundraising. It's all these other areas that helps the organization to stay solvent. So in this time where budget cuts, I would ask them to go to the membership and say, what do you want from this organization? What other value can you get from this organization that we are currently providing that we need to enhance or that we don't have at all that we need to add? That's how you make your organization stay solvent and grow. And most organizations have what we call reserves, which is money in an investment account that they can pull into the organization to use to help the organization to grow. So if you don't have any money in your in your checking account, you can pull from your reserves to reinvest back into the membership for some of these revenue streams that I'm talking about. Separate from that, though, you do need the fundraising arm that would do some fundraising, not just say, hey, give me some dollars, maybe do some golf outings, some galas, silent auctions. All those things bring in a lot of money, but you gotta have the expertise. And you might even want to consider some endowments or a foundation because they also help.